Stuff's working. I'm gonna check.
I don't know if it showed up in D&D Beyond.
Yep, custom roll on a D10.
Yep, and you got it. I rolled a 10.
Nice. That's your hit points?
All right. Those are my hit points.
Awesome.
Let me make sure you knew I wasn't lying.
All right. I'm gonna get your stream going so I can see stuff. All right, awesome. So, recap. Last session was Escape from the Amber Temple, a luminous blade of solar essence. The group engaged in an extensive discussion with a distant, frequently bewildered, ancient undead wizard deep within the Amber Temple. Therival, the vampire spawn they had captured, attempted to manipulate the wizard against the party, but his efforts proved fruitless. Ragnar persuaded the ancient mage that their intentions were not to steal, and the mage seemed interested in Spargle's motives. Eventually, the wizard agreed to provide Spargle with crucial magical components, but only after ensuring that Spargle might use these powers for malevolent purposes. Spargle also observed the wizard's ornate spellbook, one of the most elaborate he had ever encountered. Having fulfilled his part of the bargain, Therival took his leave. Now armed with the chalks and inks needed to activate the teleportation circle in the chamber below, the group descended to study it further. Spargle conjured a protective magical dome for the rest of them while he examined the circle's runes. Ragnar's clumsy attempts at playing musical pipes gradually evolved into a somewhat recognizable melody. During their respite, Thoradin finally had the chance to scrutinize the exquisite platinum hilt they had previously retrieved from a stone replica of Ravenloft. He marveled at the exceptional craftsmanship before falling asleep with the weapon in hand. Upon waking, he shared a revelation about the artifact and activated the hilt, producing a radiant blade of pure sunlight that left the rest of the party in awe. The group then focused on activating the teleportation circle to escape this place. Thoradin summoned Holyfield and directed him to enter the circle, which Spargle had aligned to the runes he believed would lead to Selenka Pass. It disappeared in a flash of light, and the war ram soon signaled back that he was inside a tower with a frigid wind blowing. Assured of the correct destination, the party followed suit. Under Alaric's guidance, Helwa, the barbarian leader, secured the temple's entrance and oversaw the burial of their fallen tribespeople. She then intended to embark on a journey to Yester Hill to reclaim that area for their clan. Upon arrival at the guard tower in Selenka Pass, the party was greeted by a cold gust of wind and the foul stench of Holyfield's coat. Deckard detected the sound of the rock they had encountered earlier, snapping at a tiny raven flying straight towards them. Deckard alerted the group, prompting Spargle to cast a spell on the raven. The bird vanished into a spiraling vortex, only reappearing on the floor moments later. Thoradin admitted a knowing caw, which he had mistakenly assumed was a Keepers of the Feather's secret greeting. The bird promptly transformed into Muriel, their ally from the ruins of Berez. Muriel had been trying to locate the party at Van Richten's behest. She delivered a message from the venerable monster hunter, urging them to reconvene at the place where they had saved his life. But there's a giant bird right outside this tower, so that's where we're going to pick up. I wonder if I should go here. Yeah, no, that's pretty good. So this bird now, this giant bird, about the size of a jet, is outside of this tower. It slammed into it one time, kind of shook the place a little bit, and now it's just kind of outside of the building. No one maybe knows that there's some stuff inside, food or whatever, and it seems to be just sniffing around and circling the place. What do you guys want to do?
Does Juniper, as like a druid, does she know how they typically hunt? Do they hunt by smell? Do they hunt by sight? Do they hunt by sound?
That's a good one. Let's see. You can I would make a uh, let's say like a animal handling check.
13.
13. They have extremely good eyesight, like like eagles and hawks. And they generally prefer larger prey. That birds of this size might go for like larger hooved animals like goats and horses and cows and stuff like that as their food source, maybe.
Okay. Juniper would share that with the group, kind of musing over it.
Muriel's in here and she's like looking around and she's going, what do we do? How do we get away from this thing?
Do we have a way to distract her? Distract it?
Well, I mean, if it usually eats things that are large and hooved, I have ways of making things that are large and hooved, and maybe we could distract it.
Well, Muriel, you said we need to go to meet Van Richten at the place where we first saved his life.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't read the letter myself, but I that would be my guess. It seemed like they wanted to get a hold of you pretty quickly.
So Juniper, can you send something in the opposite direction?
Absolutely.
And then this teleportation thing only goes, it's like one way. We can't use it to go to another teleportation.
That's what I was going to say. I'm going to look at my notes and kind of look, since I'm looking at the rune now, and then make any corrections on it. I'm like kind of focused on these runes. There's this giant bird flying around, and I'm more focused on this arcane rune on the floor.
Yeah, well, the way the runes work, Punch, is you figured out by now is that each one's that the runes have to be like they specify a specific destination.
Right. But
so like the one that you had in the Amber Temple, you knew this set of runes, and you were able to kind of figure out the pattern to dial it in to get here.
Yeah. I'm not expecting that I can use it now to go somewhere.
Right. But yeah, if you want to, and yeah, while all this chaos is going on, Sparkle's crawling around on his hands and knees, making like little etchings and taking some notes here. Go ahead and make another Arcana check. But make that with disadvantage this time, because it's not good study atmosphere right now.
Okay.
Sal, I love your shirt. I didn't see it. I didn't notice it at first. That's on my on my Father's Day list. They don't ever ask me. I have an imaginary Father's Day list. No one ever gets me anything I want or cares. But
Walmart.
Really?
Walmart. Oh yeah, $10.
Love it.
13.
A 13? Okay. All right. So you notice a couple symbols and stuff that you didn't catch the last time, and you jot those down. You guys all feel you can hear the beating of these giant wings. They make that like bass kind of like whooshing sound. So you kind of realize you can still hear it right outside. And then you feel the whole building kind of shake again as you assume it may be perched up on the top of the tower.
Shit.
Which you have there's like a stairway up into, and so you can even feel and hear some of the like ice and snow that's on the top of this tower, like kind of falling down around you or kind of tumbling down the stairway.
There's windows, right?
On this floor, I believe, yeah, there are those little windows. Yeah, in fact, Deckard had looked out of one of those to see the bird coming, and then Sparkle popped his head in the window and cast that spell to teleport Muriel into the room with you guys. So yeah, there's one like due north and southeast, I think.
I don't suppose there's any way to go down. Like there's no like trap door or anything on the floor or anything that would go take it underground.
You can look around. Go ahead and make an investigation check. Or how about somebody else do that, since you've been spending your time with the runes?
What am I investigating?
Trapdoors.
Well, Spargo's looking around and etching some runes, and he mentions to the group, like, I wonder if we can go down. I wonder if there's any way, anything below this tower. So
You look
if
like
anyone
it.
wants to pick up on that and do like an investigation check to look for like trap doors or any way to go down.
I'll see
Yeah,
if we can
there's-
go down. I'll look around and what they say. If you can't go down, you go up. So see if we can go down.
Words of wisdom. Yeah, make an investigation check or something along those lines. Yeah, and there are 3 windows on this floor. There's a cold hearth standing across from the door. So it has a chimney. Actually, some of the snow and stuff came down that chimney, and then there's a stone staircase on the south wall that goes up. Deckard, with that check, you're pretty sure that that this tower's built on the ground, and that not only is there no hidden doors to go down, but you could tell the floor is very solid, and there's probably nothing built underneath it.
All right, so which
Well, everybody, it looks like we're going up, but we're definitely not going sideways. Or isn't that a Cartersville Ford thing? Isn't that
Yes.
that's a
It
magic
is.
hug somewhere?
All right, Juniper, did you have something?
which direction do we have to go to get back to Rictavio's tower? That's where we're heading, right?
Yeah, so this tower is the southernmost one on the pass, so more south. Like the bird came from the direction that you guys came from. So I think to answer your question more specifically, if you get the bird to go north, then you guys could go south.
Okay. So Juniper looks around a little bit and asks no one in particular, are we ready for the distraction?
Fargo, you're muted.
Sorry about that. So are we just gonna haul ass south through the gate? Is that the game plan while you distract?
If we see that it leaves, that it takes the bait.
Yeah. Okay.
What are you gonna send?
Well, it's well, they're fey creatures, and I can make them whatever I want, and I get a certain amount, and I figure if I make them big enough, it'll be a tasty target. So I'm thinking maybe something that flies. So giant eagles, 2 giant eagles, or I could do several wasps.
The giant eagles would probably be a great snack for that thing.
Yeah, I was gonna pick brown bears, but I don't think they go very fast.
That's a good point. Yeah, we need it to, last a little bit of time. I think the Eagles.
Are
Yeah.
you ready?
Yeah.
Ragnar starts
right.
stretching his hamstrings.
Okay, so a giant eagle's a large beast. Yeah, those are pretty big. Cool. So what are you gonna do there, Amber?
So I'm going to cast. Well, Jennifer's going to cast Conjure Woodland Beings, which summons fey creatures that appear in unoccupied spaces that I can see within range. I'm going to pick 2 fey creatures of a challenge rating of 1 or lower, which are the giant eagles. And they'll take verbal orders from me. The creatures have the actual creature statistics. So the verbal command that I would give them is to fly north as fast as they can.
All right, cool. I'm good with all that. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and kind of like describe the casting and what they do, and then I'll pick up on that.
Yeah, sure. So Juniper takes her hands palm down in kind of a wax on, wax off motion, and dust from the ground begins to rise and form into small spheres underneath her hands. And then she puts her hands palm up. They turn into enormous eagles and fly out the window one after the other.
All right, love it. So, Deckard, you're closest to the window. Spargo, you stand up from, doing your, etching your runes, and you both see this. These two eagles just kind of like grow out of these balls from Juniper's hands as she has them stretched out the windows. So now the rest of you, the beating of the wings now starts to become a bit of a cacophony of wing beating, and then you hear a screech of the rock itself, who is perched once it sort of sees them. What is their flying speed?
Let's see. They have an 80-foot flying speed.
Okay, they have an 80-foot flying speed. All right, so they take off. As soon as the rock makes the screech, you see them just sort of do that eagle-like thing where their wings are back and they're almost doing like a dive kind of move to really pick up some speed as they zip across the pass. They both kind of like dive down under the pass and kind of do like a little spiraling thing as they try to confuse the rock a little bit. But you notice the rock is faster. It's bigger and it's faster and it's gaining on them pretty quick. So what does the group want to do? Might have to move quick.
It's time to go, guys.
Run south as
Yeah.
quickly as you can. Flee for your lives.
Are you guys just on foot, just hauling ass all at your different speeds? Because some of you can run pretty quick. And
Is the thing still here? Is the fat ram still here?
yeah, he's kind of crammed in the. I believe.
He probably
Thornton,
can't get
right?
out the door though, right?
I mean, I didn't unsummon him. I mean, if he's still here, magic permitting, then he's still here.
What are we making
Yeah,
a
I
run
mean,
for?
The doorway's wide. I mean, it's 5 to 7 feet wide.
Oh yeah, we
so
can squeeze. Put butter on him. Fine.
Freeze them up and squeeze them out the door.
I think that the little people get on the ram, and the people that can run, like Deckard and Alaric, maybe run.
Wow.
Or let many little people that they can, and maybe Sparkle make yourself fly or something.
Yeah, I could do that.
I'll just run.
Yeah, you got big legs, so you could just cover a lot of ground.
So tired.
Jennifer has tree stride. She's gonna maybe use that to get away.
All right. So what does that make? All right. So real quick. So what does that make your speed then? Tree stride.
Tree stride is 500 feet.
Jesus.
Oh
What
wow!
is that?
It's
Tree
one
stride.
action self. Unfortunately, though, if I chose to use tree stride, I couldn't have my eagles out anymore. So I guess I'm not doing that.
And the trees are hard to come by up here. We're kind of up in the Rocky Mountains, so you may not. It might be hard to even pick up on
You know, I got
trees.
500 feet.
Yeah, there should be one, but
I can make somebody else fly too by just using my. Or actually,
all right. So
make a couple of us fly.
all right, Spargle's flying.
All right.
Who,
where are
Ragnar,
we
what are
running
you
to?
taking? You and Thornton jumping on Holyfield. You guys are just running south down the pass to make some distance between you and this rock. And I just want to know how everybody's moving so I can track how quickly you guys get down.
Does wild shape break concentration?
See, Deckard gets down and starts tying his boot, and he says, "Well, y'all, I don't have to be faster than this bird. I just got to be faster than the slowest one of you." And he takes off.
What a dick!
All right, so
Do you have a means then? Do you want me to cast fly on you too or not?
I mean, I'm probably the fastest of all of us.
Yeah. But
I can do
Juniper-
45 move.
Yeah, I mean, I'd take a fly. It was that or shape myself into something fast,
I think Juniper needs it, or one of us has to carry her.
Okay.
like a football.
all right, Spargle and Juniper, you take off flying. Deckard, you transform and just start running on all fours.
Muted.
I don't transform.
Oh, okay. So your regular speed just as a blood
Yeah, like
hunter.
my regular movement speed, like even outside of like
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. I'm good. So I'm just trying to think of who's the slowest at this point. Anybody? Alaric, what are you doing? You're running too. I mean, you're a big dude with a long stride, and you're pretty good in the snow, so you could just probably haul ass too.
Yep.
All right. Who is leading? Who is is anybody leading and trying to navigate the pathway, the rocks and the snow?
I will. Deckard is leading.
All right. Do you want to make a survival check then? And I will say, before you do that, so Deckard, as you're running out in front of the group, because you'd say, yeah, I don't need to be, I only need to be faster than all you, and you take off. You look up. So Muriel was behind you, running, as she sees what's going on, and then you notice this raven just fly right over your head, zip right past
Okay.
you. You assume right away it is her, but you notice that she's like staying back with the group enough. She's like kind of holding her speed and kind of like swooping from side to side, giving you some sort of a visual indicator of where you should probably be going. So I'll let you make that survival check with advantage. And this is really going to tell us how swiftly you guys scramble down the pass. A failure might be challenging.
Roll 21.
Oof.
Oh no. 24.
24. Okay. Yeah, no sweat. You guys with Muriel leading the way and Deckard kind of just making this path, and he's even like as he goes, like kind of kicking some bigger rocks and stuff off to the side to make sure that everybody can get through. Of course, with Spargle and Juniper up in the air, there's no trouble there at all. So Ragnar and Thornton, you're on Holyfield. Is that what you guys did? You jumped on Holyfield and tore off. All right, and then Spargo, you're just running almost at the same. I mean, Alaric, you're running basically at the same speed as the War Ram almost. As you guys very quickly get down the pass, you make it all the way back to the road, and the rock and everything are well in the distance at this point. If unless you want to do any, so where are you guys headed now that you're free of the encounter?
We want to go to Rictavio. We want to go to that tower.
Yeah.
Okay. If that's the game plan, I will, with that survival check, kind of just take us all the way there.
Ooh.
It's a good part of it's the good part of the day, right? So you're it's getting almost evening time by the time you get there, but it's pretty uneventful. You're able to avoid any sort of any beasts in the area that are that you hear, wolves and things howling in the woods. You guys have gotten pretty good at this point of dodging that kind of stuff, knowing when to kind of hide and wait, and you guys make your way all the way to the tower. From one tower to the next. I'll take us there. And Esmeralda sees you coming from the distance. She's kind of scouting. She makes sure that the lift is down. And she's like, "You got the note." Muriel flies up to the top of the tower and goes in that way. As the lift comes down, assuming you guys all go up.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
You get to the top of the tower, and Rictavio Van Richten is there. And he says, oh, I'm glad you guys made it back. It's been days. We were worried that you'd never make it out of the temple. Muriel reported back that the whole place was encased in ice. We didn't think we'd ever see you guys again. How did it go?
Well, we almost died. A few times.
Well, that's par for the course with you guys.
Yeah,
Well,
we
Did
got
you
a
find what?
lot
Did
to
you
tell
find
you.
what you were? Did you find what you were looking for?
yeah, I think we were successful, and at least we were able to retrieve this sword. That seems pretty amazing. But yeah, it was pretty nasty in that temple. I'm glad we're not there anymore. Yeah, it was pretty nasty in that.
Good. You look like you didn't get a good night's sleep there, Sparkle. What's up?
Oh yeah, I look like I'm dead now.
Oh, are you?
No, I don't kind of poke myself and I'm like, I feel very much alive. I just was told that I resemble the dead now, but I can now bring things back to life that were dead.
You can. You can. I thought you tangled with a white or a lich or something that drained your very life force. You're alive though. You still feel alive.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel pretty good. I don't look too good.
No, you don't. But and bringing things back to life. How were these powers? That's strange. How did you come by that?
Oh, I touched a rock and then I heard it, and then like the thing saying that you can get the power to bring back life, but you'll resemble the dead or something like that. And then I turned around and everybody said I looked like I was dead.
Very
I haven't tried
curious.
it out yet, though. We also did meet some kind of lich down there, that a very forgetful lich, and he
You
actually
destroy it?
helped us to get out. If we he helped us to figure out the teleportation circle that you mentioned.
It did. I would never trust such a vile creature, but very strange, huh? Did you
That's why
did you
you would have
destroy
never
the monster?
survived, Octavio.
Yeah.
You'd all be dead if you'd been there.
Well, I would have definitely put an end to that lich if possible, but I suppose we can always address that later. Now time is of the essence. You guys notice, and he steps back. He goes, "We have a guest," and he steps back, and you see this. Let's see. Got the show here. Yeah, you see this really hideous looking mongrel folk, like one of the creatures that the abbot had around him up in the monastery, up in the abbey. These like mutated creatures. You see one of them. This one looks. He's got like a. Let's see. This guy is like. Let's see. Yeah, so he looks like he's got like half of his face is all like lizard-like. He's got like a webbed foot. He's got like crazy teeth and mutated face, a little bit of like fur on top of his head, and almost like raccoon ears on the side. He's all bound up. He's all wrapped up in a rope, and he's actually dangling from the side of the tower on like a little makeshift pole. And he looks kind of scared, and he's just kind of looking. They're all wide-eyed, and his like one eye's all like crazy when he looks at you guys. And he just kind of snarls a little bit, and he goes, and then Rick Tavia or Van Richten says, I'd like to meet you. I'd like you all to meet Cirrus Bellevue, who we found, who we managed to secure as he was wandering about outside of Ravenloft. Esmeralda just kind of winks when he says secure. And this is what this fellow looks like.
Oh,
it looks like
gosh.
an Ewok.
It's like a relative of Deckard's.
He's about like 4'9". He's like kind of like hunched over. You can tell he's even like kind of mutated posture, even though he's wrapped up a little bit. Yeah, lizard scales, and like those are like little like panther ears, kind of.
Lizard
got that
bear.
It looks like my Uncle Travis.
My Uncle Travis.
And Rictavio says, Cirrus has been kind enough to provide us with a little bit of intel about the inside of Ravenloft. Not necessarily willingly giving this information, but we found Cirrus has certain ways to motivate him into sharing information. So what we learned is that on the 5th floor of Ravenloft, where this servant of Strahd operates, there is a study or a library. And if my calculations and suspicions are correct, that is most assuredly where Strahd would keep his tome, the final item that we all seek to understand the Dark Lord. You all, I would propose, are going to sneak into Ravenloft and take said book with the information that this little fella here is going to give us.
What exactly? Do you know anything about what the book does?
Well, I have a particular interest in this book because I think it is the very journal of Lord Strahd himself. I have suspicions that the vampire goes into perhaps periods of inactivity, or we can figure out some other background and motivation that'll help us resolve the situation or dispatch the Dark Lord. My theory is the more we can learn about him, the better chance we have of displacing him.
You said it's on the 5th floor?
Well, we're not getting really clear information. Some of it's a little bit confusing, but we know that there is a teleportation circle inside of Ravenloft, somewhere near the Dark Lord's personal chambers. This creature here says there's a room of many books. And at that, Cirrus goes, books, all the books in this book, a lot of books in the book room. He said, you let me down, and I draw you map. I tell you map. You draw map. I tell you.
But here's my question. If we could sneak into Ravenloft, then, like, what makes you think we could sneak in and out just to take a book? Like, if we could sneak in, we would sneak in and, maybe kill him in his sleep. Like how
He starts
are we
laughing.
sneaking in?
Kill him. He starts laughing and interrupts you. He kill Master. You can't. Master kill you. Master kill all of you. You
Well,
go.
probably.
You go and yeah. You go kill Master. Good idea.
Well, how do you get in and out?
I take out the garbage, and that lady with the boot took me. He points at Esmeralda. He goes, I'm supposed to be in and out. I'm going to be in big trouble.
You're going to be in bigger trouble if you don't help us.
How do we know what this? I mean, we have to have an idea what this circle looks like. This teleportation circle looks like in Ravenloft, right? Do you have information on that?
He looks at you like really confused and doesn't understand half the words you're saying. And he says, and then Rictavio.
Oh, I was talking to Rictavio. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. So Van Richten says, yes, Sparkle, exactly. Were you able to record any of the runes in the temple or the pass or any other teleportation circle?
Yeah, I've got a pretty good image of both, actually. A diagram of each.
Well, I got to tell you, we're definitely going to be guessing here a little bit. And guessing with the teleportation circle is a really bad idea, but I don't see that we have any other choice. I'm going to have to rely on your deduction and hope that... And he pulls back the floor in this room, and there is a teleportation circle here. There's one that that was here by the prior owner of this place.
Yeah.
But it's incomplete. So... you're going to have to... It's going to be a little bit of guesswork, and it is going to take some arcane mastery for you to be able to try to complete this circle or reposition this circle to point to the one they're talking about.
Is it damaged?
This one?
Yeah. Is that what you mean by incomplete, or is it?
No, it's that this was a destination teleportation circle. He explains, and I'm paraphrasing. This was a destination teleportation circle, so it has most of the set of runes, but you're gonna have to basically you're gonna have to spend some time with this, kind of studying and kind of cross-referencing and to do, by process of elimination and whatever, like what you think the runes should be, and then change them. Basically alter this teleportation circle to point to that one. You're going to need a really good Arcana check to make that happen. That's not your only way into. I mean, Van Richten says, if I don't know this stuff as well as you do. Esmeralda thinks it can happen, but your studies, your knowledge is well beyond hers at this point. So we have to trust you, little guy. If you don't think it's safe, we might have to come up with plan B.
Hmm.
And he looks over at Ragnar. He goes, plan B might just be to kill the guy.
Well, speaking of plan B, Van Richten, before my comrades here forget, you ever heard of any kind of a weird wizard living in that Amber Temple? Or any weird wizards in these lands that, maybe working against Strahd?
Well, I did hear of there about a year ago, a very powerful wizard came from some far off land and raised a bit of an army. Actually, some of the citizens in the village of Barovia, and he stormed the castle. The people really thought this was our chance. This wizard was so powerful, he could even stop and manipulate time. But even as powerful as he was, the Dark Lord beat him and threw him 1,000 feet off of Ravenloft into the river, never to be seen again.
And you said it was a year ago?
Yeah, at least a year now.
Well, we encountered a strange wizard in the temple. He was shooting at us from a statue, and he was doing all sorts of weird stuff, disappearing, reappearing. And we talked to him. He said his job was to protect everything in the temple, but it didn't seem so evil-ish. This isn't the Lich we're talking about. This was just like an old guy, but he was very forgetful, and he seemed to be in there for a long time. Yeah, know anything about that?
I do not, but interesting. Sounds somewhat similar to the Mad Mage as they had called him.
He was very powerful, and he was a little bit crazy. He was hitting us with all sorts of spells. And we barely made it out alive.
And his fate.
He just he disappeared. We cornered him to interrogate him, and he seemed to get tired of the line of questioning, and went into another room, disappeared. And didn't he wink at you, Spargle? I think he winked at you as he disappeared.
I think so. Yeah, he was quirky little guy. There was that whatever that other wizard was, not that one, but the other one too. I mean, he's the one who told us about. I think it was a Lich. I don't know. The guy looked dead.
Sounds like a Lich.
He seemed very, very powerful. He had a very, he had a magic book there, and he gave us instructions on how to help with the teleportation circle. Tell us like what you had to use and stuff. I wonder if that book has more information on the circles. So if it's not such a guess. We were pretty beat up, which is why we didn't want to take this thing on. We got our butts kind of kicked around in there a lot.
Well, certainly I wouldn't mess with a Lich. They can only be destroyed if you find and know how to eliminate their phylactery, which is never an easy task. It's odd, so odd that he would even consider helping you guys.
Well, he said he wanted us gone.
He seemed like he had dementia, to be fair.
Yeah.
He would say things for a few minutes and then forget we were even in the room.
Even the vile ancient evils in this land aren't spared its sanity. Well, I don't know what we can do about that now, but definitely seems like one way or another, I don't trust a lich, and we should go back and destroy it for the sake of the people of these lands when we can.
If you think we can use that book that he has to fix the teleportation spells, maybe we go back through the same portal and get the jump on him. But we're gonna need to set that up real nice.
Yeah, Van Richten looks at you, Spargo. He goes, "What was it? A spell book?"
I would assume so. He knew magic, so he I don't know. It seemed like it might have been.
Well, yes. Just to become a lich, you have to be a mage of the highest caliber, and his spell, if it were his spell book, would be certainly invaluable. Perhaps one of the most powerful sources of magic in all of Barovia. If it were his spell book.
Spargo still look all funky?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Van Richten was asking him about it. That's why he was asking him, like, why you look like that. Yep.
It sounds like we might have two options. Either you take a guess on the spell or we go back and get that book. Unless you think we could sneak in with the garbage people. Maybe me and Thoradin can dress up as mongrel folk. Hey, Lizard Man, how many people take out the garbage in Castle Ravenlofts? Is it just you, or there are other people like you there?
Well, yeah, I do most of that. I do all that. I'm the most important servant. I do the important stuff.
I could tell you're the most important. I could see that. You have that kind of air. But do you have any underlings that you boss around, maybe? Any like little guys that you get to kick around and tell what to do that kind of look like you?
No, I just take care of the garbage and the stuff. I just make sure everything's good in the chambers. Take out the dirty stuff from the guests.
Lads, do you think we could dress up as one of these things?
How did you get to work at Ravenloft? Did you used to come? Were you from Kresk?
Yeah, I have family there, but I like Ravenloft. I work at the best place. That's the best place. It's good there.
I just look at Ragnar and I'm like, it's interesting that these were all around the Abbot, and now there's ones at Ravenloft too.
Yeah, it's they trade workers, it seems. The Abbot did mention the Bellevue family. So he's a Bellevue.
Yeah, I've worked there for a long time, and I take care of the tower, and my master is very good, very powerful. It's nice there.
I don't know. I mean, I what do you guys think? I feel like I'm taking a guess. It's chancy with this teleportation circle. I mean, when I was in the tower there in the temple, at least I had drawings. I'm just trying to figure out what this could look like in Ravenloft. There was another circle in Vallaki, but that was destroyed most likely with the rest of the town. At least I could have compared with another circle. But
I know. Are they flammable?
I don't know. Was that on wood or stone?
Yeah.
In that?
Yeah. So Spargo, you'd be pretty certain that based on the fact that you saw the town burn, the building that kid was in burn, it's gone. That's
okay.
it. Yeah. A teleportation circle really is just it's chalk. It's just chalk symbols on whatever surface. Very easily disrupted, actually, in that way. Like a teleportation circle can be like a temporary thing. Like you can cast one, and if you know the symbols, you can get to another one. Or there's a way you can make it permanent by casting it in the same place every day for a year, and then it's a permanent teleportation circle, which is literally just like a portal. It's like a portal from like the game Portal. You just like walk through it. The teleportation circles we have here require a level of invoking them the way we have.
Gotcha.
So Sparkle, I mean, you can make your Arcana check now if you want. If you're just going to go into it cold without any help from anybody here in any way, you can just straight up make an Arcana check, and you'll know roughly how confident you are in figuring out the pattern.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
before you decide anything, if that's what you want to do. But if you want to up your chances on that, you may want to. I won't put words in your mouth, but there may be other things that you guys would want to do. I don't know that there is.
I looked through that. I looked through that book already, right? The one that I found in the same room with the castle. There was nothing there for those, right?
Yeah, that looked like a spell book as well, but not anything over. That looked like a sort of mid-level spellcaster spell book.
Okay,
and you're like, oh, I haven't seen this one before. I'm gonna study this later, but it's not. Certainly wasn't an Archmage or Lich's spell book or anything unique.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
You're just collecting spell books all over Barovia.
Yeah. They lay around. Okay, so
They're everywhere.
Arcana.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, I am going to. I rolled a 1.
It's gonna use a mulligan.
Yeah, I am going to use a. Do I have? Nope, I don't. Some bitch.
So Sparkle gets down on the ground, and as everybody's talking, and he's taking out his notes, and he's looking at stuff, and he sniffs once, sniffs twice, and he goes, "Achoo!" And just black chalk goes everywhere as half the runes just go up into a big cloud of smoke.
Yeah, I don't feel too good about this. A natural 1. Unbelievable. That wasn't an important roll or anything, was it?
So Rictavio just goes, as the cloud goes up, he puts his hand on his head and he goes, so, plan B?
Yeah, I think so. Unless you want to teleport into the middle of a mountain or something.
Esmeralda says, well, how well can you guys climb?
One time we turned into spiders and climbed very well.
Where we got to climb?
Well, about 600-700 feet up the side of Ravenloft to the balcony where we think the teleportation circle would have dropped you.
It makes some of us fly.
Alternatively, I can turn into some sort of giant bird and bring everybody up.
Might have to do a combination of both.
Wow, teamwork.
Do they have any kind of aerial patrols outside of the castle, Van Richten?
Van Richten looks. You address him. He looks over at Esmeralda and says, "What was it like?" And she says, "She said it's oddly undefended." She says, "I even got the sense that it's either some level of cockiness by Strahd or that he has defenses that I didn't even understand. But the front door was wide open." The mongrel folk guy, Cirrus, in the corner goes, "Front door. Yeah, you guys go through front door. That's a good place. Just do that. Masters say hi."
I love the mongrel people.
And Esmeralda says, "Yeah, I'm guessing that it's probably somehow well defended, but I was able to get around the sides, and I didn't see anything from an aerial perspective. I don't know really what threats in this land Strahd would need to worry about that could be airborne.
Well, I'm wondering if maybe he has some kind of bats or something watching to see if anybody tried this.
I don't know.
Then,
She
Rickton,
goes,
does your cart work still? Does your little cart outside still work?
what happened with the wagon? His wagon. What did you guys end up doing with
I
that?
think they left during the fire. Didn't they leave? Like, didn't he go a different direction when we were trying to scale the walls?
Sure, that sounds right. I mean, he has so they have the wagon there then.
Maybe somebody goes to the front door and pretends to be selling exotic cheeses while some of us fly up to the balcony and steal the book. Anyone have any better ideas?
Well,
Van Richten and Esmeralda say they're like, yeah, I don't know. We'll help you. We got to get to that 5th floor if we want the book. Going in the front door might get us there, but now we're talking about going all the we know. Yeah, going through the front door, we're gonna have to go through the whole damn place to get there. So that seems risky to me, but Esmeralda's always down for a little bit of risk, so I'm sure she'll join you.
I didn't learn anything on my little trip through the mini castle that would be of interest today. As a mouse.
Not really. I mean, had you taken the time to like really study it and mark it down and stuff like that, but no, it was kind of like quick and you're just kind of scrambling around. What you did learn is it's a very confusing place. It's not a very like evenly structured place. It had a bunch of different levels that were at different levels. You know what I mean? It's not like even the floors weren't even. A lot of staircases, up and down, and yeah, it's a windy, twisty place, is what you remember. Van Richten kicks Cirrus once. Like he just like kicks him in the stomach and it swings out and back. He's just swinging like roped up and he just kicks him out there. He goes, so, hey, how do we get it? What's the best way up there? We're either taking you in the front door and telling Strahd that you helped us, or you got to tell us how to get up there. And he's spinning around wide eyed and he's looking down and he starts to hyperventilate a little bit. And he said, I don't know if the front door you could go in and all the way up the stairs, or you gotta climb.
Say we make the climb.
I ain't going in the front door.
Yeah,
I don't know how many people he's got in there.
People, I mean, dragons.
Well, I'm sorry. You broke up a little bit. What did you say before? Dragons? Did you say fat people?
He just says when Ragnar says he might have a lot of people in the front door, Cyrus laughs a little bit. He goes, people or dragons.
oh, I see. Okay, it just cut out.
Yeah, he's got a lot of hellish shit there. It's like Kel'Thuzad's fucking temple here. it's gonna be a mess.
AT. Hey, did we ever find out what Strahd even wants? I mean, could we just give him something and he'll just
I think he just wants some companions.
Van Richten, sorry, Deckard, when you say that, Van Richten says, yes, exactly. That's what we want. That's why we need the book.
I'd say we plan on climbing or flying.
Speaking of dragons, remember that skull we found?
Flying skull?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I could try
Argon
my
Ball.
new trick out on it. It was good, right? Wasn't that dragon something that was a good dragon?
Still
don't
no
know.
dragon. Didn't we bury an Argon Vestal?
We put him back in his tomb. I don't think he would want to be undead.
I don't.
So are we just trying to decide if how we're getting into this place? Is that what we're trying to come to a conclusion on?
Pretty much.
Look, we're crazy if we walk in the front door.
I
No,
agree.
we ain't doing that.
So let's get the climbing gear. And
What?
let's go. I want to go find out. Let's go find out when Spargle's going to turn on us, because this dude got us here. His buddy is somewhere around here. You know, dude's turning into an undead. Let's just spring the trap here.
I believe in Spargle. He's not going to turn on us.
I do my little zombie walk around.
Since you mentioned the wagon, Van Richten says, well, if the plan is to get up to that balcony, I'll get you there. Can't help you up, though. That's going to be on you guys. I don't know how you're going to, you can't climb the side of a 500-foot tall castle unless you are spiders. And he looks over at Juniper, but he says, if that's the plan, I'll get you there, and I'll get you there quick.
And then what's the third? Is there a third option? It's using that teleportation circle.
He sneezed on it.
I rolled a natural 1 and effed it all up.
Oh, sorry, Max was in here earlier.
I mean,
you can't
I don't know.
retry it.
You could, Spargle. Now, what you guys are going to do, that would take a while. So now we'd have to reconstruct it. It's going to be more challenging, but Spargle, you could try to re-etch the runes. It's going to take you at least a couple hours.
Okay.
If you want to try it, and then you're going to have to make another Arcana check.
And while he's pondering that, the other option is, do we want to try to go back and kill that lich and see if we can figure out anything about the teleportation spells from him? Because besides climbing, that's the only other thing I can think of.
And to do that would take a similar effort, but a little easier. If your intention was to teleport back into the Amber Temple, you do know those runes, so it'd be easier to do.
But the other one, right? We could walk back to the one by the bridge.
No, they're like, think of them as like one way.
Got it. Okay.
Right, so they don't like go in between each other. What Spargle did is he dialed Solanka Pass because he knew the number, and then stepped through that. Then Solanka Pass doesn't go anywhere unless he re-etched them to point somewhere else. So now you're in the Van Richten's tower, which had it 90% etched to point to Castle Ravenloft. As Spargle was finishing the other 10%, he accidentally sneezed on it and fucked the whole thing up. Now he would have to, he could either rebuild this one to point to the Amber Temple, which he knows the digits, or to Ravenloft, which would be the same effort but more time.
I get it.
So I can probably, I think it'd be easier to get us to the Amber Temple, but the ultimate goal would be Ravenloft, but it's going to, yeah. That's more of there's more guesswork, right?
Van Richten interrupts and he says, I don't mean to insist here, but I feel we have a very short window in which to get into the Dark Lord's chambers and back out before he realizes his servant is missing. Take that for what it's worth. If we don't get into his chambers and extract the tome, that's okay. I mean, that's, we can figure it out from there as well.
Spargle, any way we can help you with the runes? I've worked with maps before.
Yeah, maybe if you can help me out, just knowing, cartography. You made cartography.
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 Yeah. Why don't you? So Spargle, or Ragnar, if you just explain how you might be helping Spargle, whether it's your knowledge of geography and terrain and rocks or whatever, just explain what you might be doing to help him. And then Spargo, let me know kind of like how you're approaching this, and then I'll come up with the role from there.
Well, Spargle, long before you were an itch in your father's pants, I was digging through the ruins of the ancient dwarves and looking at maps and looking at different runes, all sorts of secret treasure maps and tunnels, and messing with carvings and etchings. So I've got some familiarity with that. I don't know much about magic, but I could maybe, with some direction, help you construct these and trace them and, help you make some sense of them based on some things I've seen. You'll still have to goad me on, but it's better than nothing.
So I'll show you some of the so here's some of the runes you can see as far as some of the differences between the two rune circles that I diagrammed. And you can see, I don't know if any of these might correspond to actual direction, as far as like physical location, but I'll show you some of these runes here and what they mean. And then maybe you can figure out if it has something to do with, the proximity of where we want to go.
Have you noticed if they point in a direction? Do they point in a north, south, east, west in correlation to where the things are?
Here, but yes, there's this one here. There's also these symbols here that seem to indicate like arcane lettering for rock and earth and water, and so I'm wondering if this helps, as far as with the directional and the description of the area.
So Ragnar's, he's a map guy, he's an archaeology guy, he's a carvings, he's found carvings underground and stuff. So he would maybe be more of a help with like kind of guessing and re-etching everything.
Yeah. All right.
But
All right. So I like it. So yep. So Spargo, you're there studying, and Ragnar's there, and you're for a minute you're kind of irritated. You're like, oh, this is arcane work, and you start to realize that some of the symbology, it has a pattern, so to speak. And Ragnar's able to help identify a pattern based on his knowledge of like ancient runes, right? Like he sort of sees he doesn't know what the runes mean, what the arcane symbols mean, like you do, but he points out a pattern that he caught because of his past exploration and looking at these things. That becomes a bit of it connects a couple dots for you.
Yeah.
Enough that you can have advantage on this roll. So you make an Arcana check, this time with advantage.
Okay. It's like a Rosetta Stone here that we're putting together.
Yeah.
$26.
Yeah. So you spend some time, Esmeralda even, she seems to have a bit of arcane knowledge herself, maybe a bit amateurish, but she understands the process that's going on. So she kind of like clears the area a little bit and gives you guys some working room. She's kind of handing you some like tools and stuff. She seems really interested, Spargle, in your process, and almost trying to learn from it. Again, Ragnar points that thing out, and Spargle's just like, beautiful mind, sort of in the zone there for a little while. He's almost not responding to people as he's like scurrying around the floor, redrawing things, shifting chalk around. And then no one knows what the hell's going on. It just looks like a kid playing with sidewalk chalk for a minute. And then suddenly he looks up and he smiles at everybody. And Spargo, you feel pretty confident that you've redone it. You've rebuilt it. As far as you know.
I'm going to make, as I was working to like notes here too, because I want to be able to if we get in there, you know what I mean, have a way to get out too.
Yeah.
One-way
So
trip, bro.
yeah,
It
I was
may
gonna
be,
say
at least it might be easier if I know, you know what I mean, like if I learned from the 3 circles then.
yeah, definitely noted. So now you have good notes now on 3 different circles with
Right.
a lot of telemetry there. So that'll help you in the future. But you do know that it is sort of a one-way trip. Like this, you can't just like turn around and step back on the teleportation circle and you're going to be back with Van Richten. So
Okay.
the you know there is some maybe you guys are talking about that a little bit, and Van Richten and Esmeralda are like, yeah, we didn't really think of the getting out of there plan. That's gonna kind of be on you guys.
Well, Sparkle, if your teleportation runes work like sidewalk chalk, couldn't we just draw on like a piece of wood or something and then bring it with us, and then I'll step onto that if we wanted to come back immediately?
So the thing is, Spargo, you technically don't have teleportation circle, right? That's not a spell that you can cast and create.
Right.
We're doing this as arcane. You manipulating the existing circles. I think it would be if you had that spell. I think what Juniper's suggesting you certainly could do. You could actually just,
Teleport.
create a new one wherever you want.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just figure. Maybe. I mean, okay. So if we use the circle to get in there, how do we? Let's figure up in advance. How do we get out? I can help some folks fly, but I can't help everybody.
How big can you get, Juniper?
I can become a giant ape. That's pretty big, but I don't know how tall the ceilings are.
Well, what
So
about kind of a bird to get us out?
yeah, I could do a bird.
So if Spargle made 2 people fly, could you get the rest of us out?
That depends on how much weight a giant eagle could. Actually, let me check to see what the biggest thing at level 11 is.
We need like a condor,
Yeah, right. This thing needs to be giant.
just between Alaric and my big ass. Ragnar's very dense. It's like a dying sun.
I'm offended.
I said my big ass, not your big ass.
You threw me into the
you're
mix.
tall.
It's fine.
You're very tall. You're like Grog.
I can do something up to level 1. So I could do brown bear, some kind of dire wolf, giant eagle, giant octopus, giant spider, giant toad, giant vulture. Let's see. How much can I make? Eagles have 6 strength, carry weight of 90 pounds, lifting 180. Vultures are medium. I'm not seeing giant though.
Or the spider thing again?
Unfortunately, with spider climb, it affects 1 person, and I only have 3 of those spell slots.
Oh! I see what you're. Okay.
So maybe less of us go in then. Maybe we do like a little secret covert operation. 3 of us go in, you fly us out. And then the rest of us wait in the bushes, and if we got to create a distraction at the front door.
Okay, so where are we teleporting? Are we teleporting somewhere?
We may teleport into Strahd's library, but we're trying to figure out how we're going to get out. He can only make 2 of us fly, and Juniper could maybe carry 1 or 2 of us out. but not all of us.
I think we can't worry about the exit strategy too much,
We ain't.
right?
I think
If,
we
if you got
teleport in
run
there.
into
The
a
only
burning
way
house to save somebody, you're just going to do that. You're not thinking about how you're getting out of there.
I think the only way we're getting out of there is over Strahd's dead body.
Yeah, I like it.
That's a thought too. I mean, if we go
Yeah.
for
Maybe we
Strahd,
cross that
then
bridge when we come to it.
we're not. Yeah, we got to
But
be
we
ready though.
We might not be going in to kill Strahd right now. We're really just going in to get the book. Are we prepared to clear the whole castle at this point?
Yes, always.
Okay.
I mean,
And get
That's
me the
fine.
fuck out of here.
we stuck around in a cave when there was collapsing around us. I think we can teleport into Strahd's house and figure out a way to get out.
Esmeralda is listening to all this, and she says, "Yeah, it's about a 500-foot drop from that balcony that you'll teleport to. So I'll go ahead and kind of secure the base of the castle as much as I can. If you guys were to happen to come out, I'll be ready. But kind of agree. This window's closing. We got to get in there and get the book. But we might be trying to figure it out on the fly how to get out of there. I don't have any other suggestions.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah, we can improvise.
Cyrus looks back over. He goes, "Hey, you guys could just go out the front door."
Isn't it locked?
No, it's not locked. You just walk on out. It's fine.
Can we
Can
just
I
kill
guard
that guy?
it?
Can we?
I think this is my favorite character you've ever
I
I
love-
had.
just want to slit his throat, though.
I
Oh
love
my
it.
God.
Yeah, you guys don't like. Yeah, you guys kind of like. He does get under your skin a little bit. But at that, Van Richten says, "Well, before you go, this little mongrel here does know everything about that floor you'll be landing on. So, is there anything you guys want to ask him?" I asked him to draw a map. And that didn't go well at all. So this guy doesn't even know how to hold a piece of charcoal. So, but he may be able to describe some things to you if you want.
Does he know what
Fabio,
it is?
you're real clever and all, but I don't know if we can trust the thing that comes out of this guy's mouth.
No, I agree. But and then he reaches over and he kind of like he wiggles the rope a little bit. And you see Cyrus's eyes get real big, and he goes, I tell truth. I tell truth. Don't draw. He looks down. You guys realize this mongrel is terrified of heights. And Van Richten figured that out and is using that to his advantage here. So it seems that over the course of this conversation that Cyrus is not afraid or fearful of anybody other than his master, who he thinks is essentially God and can do whatever he wants, except for heights. It's maybe the one thing he's more afraid of than Strahd. But at that, Van Richten's like, yeah, well, we need to go here soon, but this guy, he can, anything you guys want to ask him, he's going to be somewhat truthful here.
How close is where Strahd sleeps to the book room?
Oh, it's well, Master doesn't sleep, but his
You know what I mean. When he goes in the box.
He's got that little lady in the bed. She's right there, right by the books, and then the little lady.
What do you mean, little lady?
The girl, the talking girl. She's always talking and talking. I don't know. It's a pretty girl.
Uh-oh.
Alive? Is she alive, or is she like Strahd? With the.
No, she's not like that. No, she's got real blood and came in and she just likes it there. She's nice.
What's her name?
Gert. I call her Gert.
It's not Irina, is it? Have you heard that name?
No.
What color's her hair?
Girl.
He points at Esmeralda and he says, like her. She has black hair.
Have you ever seen your master drawing in any of those books? Writing in the book?
No, Master doesn't write or draw. No.
What does he
Alright,
do
well,
when he's in that book room?
Yeah.
Master doesn't let me hang around a lot. He goes in there a lot though, but he's not there right now. He's got somebody's coming.
Who's
He had to
coming?
go. The guy with the wings, the pretty guy. He's bringing a present.
Oh, we got to get there. It's what's his face?
Pretty
Or
It's the bride.
yeah. Oh, that's true. Wait, did you
yeah.
say the guy with the wings,
Yeah.
Dan?
That's what Cyrus said.
The guy with the wings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it could be the bride with the abbot, but I was thinking of our vampire dude with Irina.
Oh yeah. What the? Yeah. The guy whose house we tried to break into. Forgot his name.
Vasily?
The guy who betrayed us.
Vasily Jerry. Yeah. Yeah. Vasily Jerry. I don't remember him having wings, but I say we go. Light it up. The window's closing. That's what they tell me.
All right, you guys. Anything else you want to talk to Cyrus about? Anything you want to ask him or do with him?
Quick one to ask Van Richten. You coming in with us if we teleport in?
He goes. I think Ez and I need to stay back. I'm in for the final fight when we're ready to take it to him, but I think somebody needs to stay back in case things don't go right. But it's your guys' call.
If you stay back, that's fine with me. But do you have any exotic items that might help us? You have any health potions or anything? I know you're full of tricks.
He says, yeah. Let me think. What can I get? Let's see. I got the wagon stocked out there. He looks over at Esmeralda. He goes, what down there could help them? I don't know. They're gonna need to get out of there, and she's thinking, and she's like, yeah, we got some.
Anything that makes it a big boom?
He goes, well, the trap in the wagon sure does. He says, yeah, I've got a whole bunch of alchemist fire in there if you wanna grab some of that. And she looks back over and she's like, yeah, I don't know. She's got a couple. She's like, maybe one of your scrolls or a couple healing potions or something might help them. And he goes, yeah. Why don't you go grab whatever you can? She scrambles down as you guys keep talking. She comes back up with just a backpack full of or a sack full of stuff, and she kind of spills it out. She goes, yeah, grab whatever you guys need out of this. And so if you want any of these things, if you don't have them, you're welcome to take them. Otherwise, they're just laying on the floor in this tower. So just tell me and grab it. So she dumps out a climber's kit, a disguise kit, a healer kit.
Jennifer would take
And
a look at.
the heal kit. Okay, go ahead. You can add that to your inventory. There is 3 vials of holy water.
Oh, Ragnar will take one of those.
Okay. You can grab all 3 if you want. And then a tinderbox, a sharpened wooden stake, and a spyglass. And then 2 scrolls. So of those things, if anybody wants to grab those, you
What
may.
about-
Assuming
You said
we
there
all
was
want to see
climbing gear,
Decker
right?
dress up.
Climbing kit. Yep.
I'll grab the
Decker
climbing
takes
kit.
the disguise kit.
All right. Grab the disguise kit.
I'll look.
Wait, who
at
gets the
scrolls.
disguise
Are
kit?
they?
Adam, do you want it?
No,
Sorry.
no, you go ahead. I'll take the climbing gear.
I'll look at the scrolls. Do they seem like they're wizard scrolls, or are they somebody?
So
something-
as you start to pick them up, Esmeralda, who is a bit of a spellcaster herself, sees you picking them up, and she goes, that one's remove curse, and that one's major image. So you can just add, she's identified them for you, so you can add those to your inventory.
Okay.
Major image and remove curse.
All right.
And that's it. The rest of it's kind of like garbage and stuff. And Van Rechten's like, yeah, that's all I got in my monster hunting kit. So you guys are welcome to any of it.
Is no one gonna take the spyglass?
Sounds like a Sparkle thing, huh?
Yeah.
What's-
All right.
How do you add the items again? Like when you write them in?
You got to just go to inventory and then like you start searching for it, and there should be a thing that pops up that says like add inventory, manage inventory, something like that, and then you just.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Thank
I'm
you.
sorry, Dan. It was major image and remove
Remove
curse.
curse. Yep.
Stupid bad inventory thing sucks.
Then he says, but that's it, Ragnar. That's really all I got to offer, other than my sword. And he pulls out, he carries this little cane, and he starts to lift the little hidden rapier that he has inside of his cane out a little bit. He says, but he goes, I think some of us need to stay back here with our hostage, as he points at Saris.
Yeah, I think you two can stay back. I'm okay with that.
Esmeralda sort of clears the area around the teleportation circle, and says, she looks at Sparkle and says, I wish I could help, but seems like you got this.
Are we all ready then? Oh wait, do we have enough time to even rest? I mean, it's nighttime, I thought, right?
I think we did, right? Did we?
I don't think
We
have.
rested. Spargo, you did not. You used your rest to study because you created the dome in the Amber Temple. Everybody rested. Ragnar used his pipes. You spent the time getting the teleportation runes down, and that was why you guys were successful. And if you're asking out loud, if you have time, Van Richten's like, we have hours to get in and out of here, is my assessment.
All right.
But of course, it's up to you guys if you want to, go later.
I will just say that may not be as much help as normal in the situation.
Yeah, I think you guys have all kind of picked up on Spargo's been expending a lot of his spells and hasn't had a chance to recoup. But
Why
your
don't
guys'
we let
decision?
the little undead fella take a rest? We'll all lay down. Go to this godforsaken castle.
You say sit this one out, or what do you or just rest and everybody wait?
why don't we all? It's been. I mean, have we rested? When's the last time we
Yeah.
rested?
So you guys all rested except for Spargle because he did the rune thing, and Rictavio has said you don't have enough time to rest because the window's
Oh.
closing. So you guys can either go with Spargle low on spells, or you can rest and go later and be outside of the window that he's recommending that you do this heist on.
Or we could sub in Esmeralda for Spargle if we wanted to do that.
Yep. Or whatever else you guys want to do. Whatever path you guys want to take forward.
What would you like to do, Sparkle?
I know I'm not going to be. I remember that one fight with the werewolves in this tower, and I wasn't very helpful. That wasn't very fun. I wasn't much help to you guys. I just don't know. I don't think it's. I don't know. I mean, I could rest, and then I could try to follow you guys in once I've rested. Or I could just go and not be able to do as much.
I got an idea.
What if so we're all just sitting here trying to figure this out. Hold on. I might want to do a thing.
Super rest?
Well, no, but I think can I do a fucking thing? All
right, fellas,
so
let's just get out of here.
I just want to do one thing. So if we're all just kind of sitting around discussing this, if we're gonna go or not, and who's gonna stay, Alaric's gonna go over to Spargle, and he's gonna like place his hand on his shoulder and cast Bolstering Magic.
Excellent. So Alaric is gonna basically come over to Spargle and kind of infuse you with a little bit of magical power to kind of what does that give him a couple spell slots back?
Yeah, so I think I have
Love
to
it.
roll a d3, and then whatever I roll is the level that he restores.
Perfect.
Now my question is, I have a bunch of charges of Bolstering Magic. Could I mean, I don't understand exactly how it works. Like, is this something that I could just like back to back be like, I'm trying to get Spargle back in the game, and I'm just gonna extend all my spell slots to restore his. Like, I'm not trying to like meta. You know, I'm not trying to game the system, but fuck it. So, can't I not roll a d3 and d20 or something like that, or?
Oh, maybe not. You might have to do a d6
or some shit.
D6 and divide by 2, right?
It's fucking stupid.
Yep.
Why would they not have a d3? Okay, so I rolled.
Why can't I find this?
They
What'd you roll?
have 3-sided dice. Not on this, obviously, but
Right. No, right. I know. In real life, we do. Is it in roll? I rolled a 2. So that would be 1.
Yes. All right. So Spargle, you can take those spell slots back if you. Yeah. And so, what does the group want to do?
I get 2 back.
You get a level 1 spell slot back. Is my
A level
understanding.
1 spell slot.
Is it all right, Dan, if I do a few of these?
Yeah.
I don't even know
Yeah, it's
what
good.
he has available and what's gone, so I'm not like I just figure out.
Yeah. You just heard him like
Bolstering
you.
magic him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we could kind of say that you're doing that as he's doing the rune stuff. Like you've just been sort of like that's what you've been doing. It's kind of hitting him up. So go ahead and roll them all and give him those spell slots back.
Oh, ignore that. I didn't mean to roll a d4. Sorry. 1. That's my second one. 4. That'd be level 2.
So that's 2, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna use them all, so I got 1 more.
Yeah, there's no reason you can't just use them all at once. I mean, you won't get them back until your long rest,
Right,
but
yeah.
and it doesn't say there's any limit. So yeah.
All right.
So
Use them all
Spargle,
to-
as you were working on the circle, Alaric has been sitting there just sort of in this like meditative sort of stance.
Yeah.
As you just feel these surges of like magical and like this like bestial, like barbaric, but still arcane magic energy, kind of almost like reinvigorating you. So yeah, take those spell slots back.
Okay, and it was a total of 5, I think, because a 3 is a 1 still, right?
Yeah, so there was ignore the 1 roll. So it should have been 3 level 1s and 1 level 2 based on my rolls. I think that's if my math.
Well, can I use that as spell slots though, Dan? Like, can I use that as like 5 total bursts of energy to use towards any? Like, could I use it for a level 4 and a level 1? Because there was like a total.
I don't know. How's that work, Adam?
I'll
do you know?
I'll read it verbatim. Roll a d3. The creature regains 1 expanded spell slot, the level of which equals the number rolled on or lower the creature's choice.
Okay. So each of those rolls, he can take that spell slot or lower that whatever you rolled or lower spell slots. So you rolled like a 4 or a 2.
I rolled it was 1 level 2 and all level 1s. So
Okay.
a lot of those might have been just a waste, but I don't know.
Okay.
At least
you know
level
what?
2
Like,
and multiple level 1s you could do. 3 level.
Yeah,
1s.
yeah. Okay, got it. Okay, cool.
Cool. All right. So what do you guys want to do?
That's pretty sweet.
Let's roll. How much time we have? We got 5 hours.
Yeah. Imagine Van Richten saying, "Yeah, I gotta imagine as soon as it gets real dark here around midnight, the Dark Lord will be wondering where why his garbage didn't get taken out." And he looks over at Cirrus and he kicks him one more time to just let him swing around on the outside of the tower. Cirrus looks all wide-eyed.
All right.
So-
Well, might as well get this show on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Can't take too long to pin the tail on a donkey, or the party will be over.
You're not
All right, Spargo.
You're not wrong.
Actually, Spargo, you don't have to do anything else at this point. It's basically you have set it, and now it's whoever steps on it is whim to whatever you have set it to.
Alaric's gonna step on it if nobody else does.
All right. So Alaric steps on it. You guys hear this, and you see this like flash of light. Alaric's gone.
He was also drawing a spear as he did that, just so you know. He ain't no bitch.
He can't tell us if he was good though.
I'm not going to say a thing.
I'll walk in.
All right. Sparkle, same thing. Beep. Disappears.
Deckard steps in.
Deckard disappears.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Good one. Anybody not stepping in? Is anybody holding back?
Ragnar spits into his hands and just starts muttering about Moradin. And he's just like, ah. He goes in.
All right. Thoradin? Juniper?
Juniper looks back at Cyrus one last time and gives him a little wave, and she steps in.
He kind of like looks confused for a second and then like snarls, and you just see him snarling and looking all crazy as you step into the thing, and your vision disappears. Thoradin, you're the last one. Everybody else just stood on this circle and popped away.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with this guy. So
You say anything to him, or you just kind of give him a look and then walk onto the circle?
I would just say, you're a very strange one, and then I will go my own way. That's it.
He's still swinging around. His back swings to you at one point, and just as you're disappearing, you see Van Richten punch the little creature one more time in the stomach.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's not a nice guy.
Maybe we should have brought him with us.
All right. So
Here we go.
You all suddenly find yourselves Like you go from the cold, crappy tower. As you step on this thing, one after another. Alaric, you first. So you step out and you look down, and you're just blasted. Each of you are just blasted by rain. It's a lot rainier here than it was at Van Richten's tower. Here, you're almost in the middle of a thunderstorm. You're up high, so above you, there's some a portion of the building that goes up above you, but you're standing on like a balcony parapet, like about a 10 or 20-foot wide span that seems to kind of go around the outside of this building. Alaric, you're first. You pop into this ledge. Wait a minute. Did I not take you there? Oh, I did. Oh, sorry. I'm just kind of watching your Twitch, Adam, and I think I'm not live. But you guys see the map, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
This is something here. Yeah, I see where we're
Nope.
like at. Yeah, I'm not. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So where the circle is, or where you land, you're like you look behind you, and it's just down 500 feet down, like you're feet away from it. So you step a couple steps away from the edge. You look back down, and you see it is a straight drop.
Oh, so
down the
literally,
side.
so there's not like a wall. The rest of the cover. Okay.
No
So
balcony.
it literally
No
looks like. I
canister?
thought that was like a cutout to explain height or something. But okay.
No,
Wow.
that's an edge right there. Now the rest of as you move back onto the balcony, it is complete all the way around, and you can kind of see that it's well protected. You're not going to fall right off, but you do know that from here you can see almost down to the ground level of the spire, not just the castle. So the castle's up on a huge rock spire, if you guys all remember. There's actually a really sweet picture of this somewhere. Yeah, I love this picture. So that's a picture of Ravenloft. If you guys see that,
Cool.
yeah, it's an old picture I shared before, but that's Ravenloft from the ground. Like if you were down in the village of Barovia looking up. So you guys now are sort of in that. You're right up in the like middle section of that thing. So you see a little bit of the spot of the castle structure is still above you. So there's more levels above you, but you're really high up, and it's a drop down to the base and then the spire below that. So you're a good 500 feet off of ground level. But one by one, you guys all step onto this little balcony here. And since this is a different kind of map, I'm not going to do individual tokens and stuff like that. We'll do a little bit of theater of the mind and kind of keep track of where the group is. But this is you guys right here. The little red marker is sort of where you're at on the map. And yeah, you find yourselves standing, all of you now got together and are standing on this sort of parapet. It's 10-foot wide walkway that continues here around the keep. And the rain continues. Occasionally, like what you're seeing is a lot of lightning. You're seeing these like, it's kind of dark now, but you're seeing these like bright, like flash bulb kind of lightning strikes. And as you look up in the sky, the lightning almost like hangs in the air long. Like you see these like, it kind of like persists, these like these big, thick arcs of lightning. It's almost like you're feet away from the strikes in the clouds yourself. And then far below the parapets are the wet cobblestones of the courtyard below.
Alrighty, you guys freaked
Kind of
out
a big
that we're
moment.
here.
It's only 3 years in the making that we make the Castle Ravenloft.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Very
so like,
cool.
if when we're standing there, like literally at the edge, if you like look over at the edge and like the way it's constructed and stuff, does it look like it was built that way, or does it look like it's like does it look magically severed? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that how the structure was designed? Yeah.
Yeah, no, this map is a little weird, the way that it has to do it. But yeah, no, it looks all, it doesn't look like unnaturally, like it was
Like it was
It
like
was
the
cropped off.
castle is like in a different realm, and half of it was chopped off on this parapet or whatever.
right. No,
Okay.
it doesn't look unnatural like that. The map
Okay. It's
makes
just-
it look
it's
like
just
it
the
has
map.
a rough cut edge.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. I'll leave it alone.
Yeah.
And we don't see anyone, or do we see any?
No, so right in front of you, you see a staircase down. Let me kind of reveal, do some. You see. Hope that helps a little bit, but yeah, no, you're right there, where that red marker is. Now, one thing that Van Richten and Cyrus and Esmeralda sort of explained at one point when they were describing the lay of the land here is that they believe that everything that the book room that Cyrus was talking about and the master's chambers and everything are on this floor. In the conversation, one thing that I wanted you guys to take away from that is that the consensus was it would be dangerous to move levels. And as long as you stayed on this level, you were probably staying in the area. But you guys are free to do whatever you want. But you feel like it would be a little risky to be going up or down at this point, or the general vibe from Van Richten was get in, be quiet, find the book, and get the hell out. But if you guys want to go another direction and just whip out that sun sword and just storm through the place, that's an option too.
So to the left and to the right, that's just like, is that parapet kind of thing, or is that like?
Yeah. So it ends to the right. So to the right, it doesn't continue any further, and it just sort of goes down that staircase. To the left, it wraps around, and as far as your understanding of this floor, you're probably going to need to wander around that way some bit to find where Cyrus was talking about. Where you guys want to go?
Should we go to the left?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yep. Go left.
Okay, so I'll move the stuff around here and kind of reveal as we go. But this is just like a long hallway that goes around, and you see there's windows here, but they're closed. They're locked from the inside. They're glass windows, leaded glass windows, and they have shades drawn across them.
Okay.
So you can check out the windows, or you can continue around the parapet, or you can do something.
I hear
else.
anything inside these rooms?
So let's say the first window here. Is that where you want to be?
Yeah, I don't. Am I looking at?
I'm not seeing it.
Okay.
I'm not seeing any.
I see the red mark. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Okay.
Those little notches are windows.
Yeah, those little notches.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have to. I mean, I guess so. There's shades drawn. We can't really see inside of them.
Right. You can't see inside of them, but Deckard, make a perception check with advantage because you're hearing based.
$11.
Wow.
And 11. You at the first window, you don't hear anything. It's pretty silent in there.
I motion everybody forward. You see me put my ear up to the window and keep moving.
So Deckard, you're kind of leading, listening, and kind of like motioning people up. Are you guys trying to be careful, quiet, or are you just walking around?
I think we should probably try to be a little quiet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think so.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming it's pretty loud out here. It sounds like there's a lot of white noise, rain hitting, and
Yeah. You have a little bit of that.
lightning.
Yep. It's a stormy night out here, so you definitely have that kind of cover. But go ahead and make a stealth check, everybody. All of you.
Oh.
15 for me.
I got a 1.
Literally?
Sure did.
Oh, you aggro Strahd, you die.
Unbelievable.
All right, so Deckard walks up to the first window. He puts his ear into it, kind of like shakes his head that he doesn't hear anything, motions everybody up. You guys are all walking forward. Juniper's like giggling for some reason. You guys are like, shh. But she doesn't distract anybody, and then Ragnar gets frustrated at the giggling, and he turns around and crashes right into the back of Alaric as you guys are walking, because he looked back at Juniper, and he falls on you, Ragnar or Alaric, as you kind of jump out of the way. You just hear this. You guys hear this like, beware. Yeah, you guys hear just like the clanking of chainmail. It sounds like someone like grabbed a coat of chainmail and just threw it on the ground as it makes this like crashing sound. Seconds later, Deckard, you around the corner. So you're looking forward. You see another window to your right that you were about to like walk up to and listen to. And then right as all this crashing happens, you hear clanking footsteps. Sounds like someone in maybe like some kind of plate mail, or someone just suddenly running towards the corner.
Okay. Well, I alert the group. You see Deckard kind of like turn to everybody and like he starts doing like, you know, like you're all like
Bunch of
I'm telling you
baseball
is, like-
signs that nobody knows what they mean.
I'm like Maverick and I'm like Maverick and Top Gun Maverick, where he's like, you know,
Yes.
directing. And then I'm like, nobody's getting it, so I'm like, someone coming. What do you like down? So can I stealth up to like the corner? It's coming from around the corner.
Yeah.
Can I sneak up to the corner and like try and just peek?
Yep. Go ahead and make another stealth check.
Oh, good lord.
So you try to sneak up, but as you're getting close, you hear like the clunk 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 of the plate armor stop, of the like plate sounding clunking stops, and then suddenly this shape just jumps out in front of at the corner, is about 40-50 feet away from you now. And what you see is this suit of armor, this elegant, like burgundy suit of armor with this big dragon logo on it, but no head and no arms. But it seems to be like almost like someone invisible is inside of it, as it stands right in front of you. And everybody needs to roll for initiative.
Oh, jeez. $15 for me.
When was the last time we had long rested?
Back in the
In the temple.
Amber Temple.
right.
Right
Oh.
before we zoned out.
We should all be full except Sparkle.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay. Then I must not have did a long rest.
Yeah, you rested.
Oh,
All right.
Dan,
Hold on,
did
I got a typo. I did these too late, or too. Let's see. So Sparkle, you had 10. Ragnar, you had
yeah.
14. Alaric, you had 10. Juniper had 3. Thornton had 9. And
Yes.
Deckard had
14.
at 15. All right, Deckard, you get to act first.
Okay. So it's clear that this thing is hostile.
It's in a hostile stance. It's like kind of jumped around the corner. It doesn't have any weapons or anything in its hands, so you're not sure what it's going to do. But it's a again, looks like a suit of armor with someone invisible in it.
All right. So Deckard kind of startled at first, but without hesitation, draws his short sword and I mean, I wouldn't have been walking around without weapons out. I had my hand crossbow out. I mean, I don't know if I would have had to declare that before, but I don't know that.
No, we can assume that you were weapon ready. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got I had my short sword and my hand crossbow out, and so Deckard just instantaneously swipes forward with the short sword.
All right, make your attack. Wait, so you're running up to... You got to get in melee range, too, because he was about 50 feet away from you still.
Oh, he's 50... Oh,
yeah,
I'm sorry. I thought I was at the corner, and he jumped... Sorry.
No, as you were approaching... No, you're about... So you got to the next... let me say... You got to the next window. Let me... okay. My bad. That was my fault. I'm going to fix this here in a second. Hopefully that does it.
My bad. Yeah. I thought I was at the corner and he jumped in front of me.
No, you were approaching the corner and he jumped out like some 50 feet ahead of you. But you can use your movement to get to him. You could use your regular move and get to him at this point. If that's what
I'm gonna move up. Deckard goes into like this bestial type fast sprint like Captain America. And just jumps into the air and brings his short sword down on whatever this is. And I rolled a
28 to hit. That's a hit. It's a damage.
7 damage.
Okay. Yeah, you run up, swing at him with your short sword and some like little chunks of chain and stuff that pop off of his armor.
Yep. Okay. And then I'm going to use my crossbow specialist and then my extra attack. So I'm going to shoot the crossbow. And then shoot it again, real quick. I'm going to fire 2 quick bolts at him. 28 to hit.
That's a hit.
And I'm not Crimson Writing yet, so.
Okay. But 7 on the first hit?
Yeah, so it was 7 on the short sword, 7 on the first crossbow shot.
Yep.
And then 18 to hit.
With what?
With my hand crossbow.
That one bounces right off of the heavy plate armor. It's really, I mean, it's plate armor. It's super solid. You were actually impressed that your short sword and your first bolt went through it so easily. They were square hits, but this one bounces off.
Cool. And that's my turn.
All right, Ragnar.
How far am I?
You're back about 45 feet.
Okay, so I have 25 movement speed. So could I dash over to get up to it?
Yes. So you can use your dash would be your bonus action. Wait, no, dash would be it would take an action then. So you could use your movement to move 30. Then you'd have to use an action to use dash to move another 30.
Okay, so that would be like the most I could do is just get up to him.
Right. Unless you
Okay.
want to move and do something from range or something else.
I guess I'll do that just so I can tank him. I'm not,
Okay.
I'll go up to him and try to draw his attention. So
Okay.
I'll, go up to him, sword and shield out, use my dash to get like right in his face, and
Okay,
just
to
square up.
engage. Basically, you're using your whole turn to get up there with Deckard and be right up in this thing's face.
Yep.
Love it. Okay, sounds good. Alaric, you're up next.
All right. So how far away am I?
About 45 feet away.
Okay. And kind of when I came through, I had weapon drawn. I think probably we all were, right? Just knowing we were going into the fold.
Yep.
Let me look at this. I guess I would kind of do what Ragnar's doing. Just the way things transpired, and we're moving down that way, weapon drawn. I probably would just be running up. I would use a little bit of a double movement and just kind of holding action, just sitting there ready to attack this animated armor thing.
Okay. Sounds good. You're up in there too. So now this thing is sort of like it saw Deckard and was kind of focused on him. But now he's got Ragnar, who's real wide and muscular, just sort of blocking one side of the hallway, and Alaric comes up on the other side. So this thing's getting really boxed in. Spargle, you see all this happen. They're kind of running forward, and you see this animated suit of armor just kind of coming at you. What would you like to do?
I am going to Avada Kedavra. I'm gonna just firebolt this dude.
Okay.
Curious if this impact. 14
So that's just to hit.
to hit.
Yeah. So the firebolt comes right into the center of this big plate piece of armor, and it just kind of like bounces off, just kind of flares out of it. Doesn't even leave a scorch mark.
Okay. Do I get a sense it's because it's of the armor being powerful, or do I get a sense of it like actually was like not affected by my fire? Or can I even discern that?
You just generally speaking, this seems like really solid armor.
Okay. Yeah, it's plate. Okay.
Yeah, you feel like it would have had the same effect as if you launched your firebolt against a large block of steel.
Okay, got it.
Seems good.
Can you do anything else?
I don't think so. I'll just say shit.
Thoradin, it's your turn.
What did we say? We're about 45 feet away?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to cast a Shield of Faith. Which is a bonus action.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna cast it on myself. And that's gonna be a first level spell slot.
Okay. Plus 2 to AC for the duration.
Yes, yep. So plus 2 to AC. So I'm gonna add that to my sheet. And then I'm just gonna use my full movement to get as close to this thing as possible.
Okay. So I think that puts you at about 20 feet away.
20 feet. Yep.
Yep. Nice. Okay. Let's see. Then so as the big guys start to surround the armor, it kind of like it has this big greatsword in its hand, but it kind of like just goes like this, like very robotically, and it puts its it puts its other hand up in the air as these bolts of like electricity kind of come out of it and strike Deckard and Ragnar. Or rather, the bolts surround you. 15 to hit Deckard. You're muted.
That does not hit.
No hit. And a 12 to hit Ragnar. So both of you just like this. Oh wait, I'm sorry. What kind of armor are you both wear?
I have studded leather.
Okay.
I believe.
Ragnar, yours is chainmail, right?
I believe it's chainmail. Yeah.
Okay. 21 to hit you, or 20 to hit you.
20 is it's a wash
That's what your AC is.
with the bonuses. Yeah.
Okay. So your max AC is 20.
So
Okay.
that should be a hit.
So it did hit you. So Ragnar, because of your metal armor, the electricity seems to kind of like pierce through a little bit more, and you do feel a little jolt on this one. You take 12 points of lightning damage.
I'll mark it off.
But Deckard, with your leather armor, it seems to more like dissipate it. It doesn't seem to amplify it a bit. In any event, Juniper, you're up. You've seen everybody kind of scramble forward, and then this armor now just kind of like moving its arms around weirdly as like lightning is coming out of it.
Juniper runs forward and you said like we're 45 feet away?
Yeah, you can move 25 towards it with just your move.
Yeah, she'll take her full movement towards it. She'll take 25 feet. And when she stops, she takes both of her hands and presses them together, and this acidy green beam shoots out. And it pulses 3 times.
Nice.
First
What
one
is
is
this that you're
hit.
casting?
Eldritch Blast.
Ooh.
So I think the 19 was the highest one that I got. So 6, 19, and 10.
So surprisingly, all of these blasts just hit this metal armor and just kind of like glance right off of it.
Ooh.
Yeah, you guys get this. You guys are getting the sense that this thing's really tanky, like really thick armor that's hard to pierce.
Well, Juniper is going to yell, maybe we can throw it off the side. And that's it.
Dig it. Anybody respond to that? If not, it's back around to Deckard.
Everyone's gonna know we're here then.
I will say that it's not quiet right now. So just for FYI, it is making a little bit of a racket here.
Everyone will know we're here, he shouted.
All right, Deckard, you're up. And then Ragnar, you're up after him.
So I'm like right in front of this dude still, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. You, Ragnar, and Eric have it like boxed in.
Feel so dumb. And they hit this thing with a short sword. Shoot little bolts at it. So Decker, I'm gonna Crimson Right on my hand crossbow. So D6 I have to.
That's what
That
turns
gives you
it on fire,
extra-
right?
right. Gives you an extra D6 on your attacks. Is that right?
Oh, it went up at level 11. Attacks made with this weapon are magical, and you deal an additional 1d8. But I take 1d8 necrotic damage, so I got to roll a d8 now. God, I rolled that. Hey, 1 damage.
Hey, there you go. When you want to get a 1.
Yeah, right. Damage. Okay. So now I'm gonna do frost. So it turns to like ice. Like this kind of like freezing. You hear it like kind of crackle, and like my hand and like the bow just kind of turns to ice. And I'm gonna fire the crossbow, hand crossbow first.
Okay.
30 to hit.
That's a hit.
So 10 damage from the physical.
Okay. All right.
And
That seems super effective, that one. I mean, that one dug deep and went right through the center of the metal. You were amazed at how that one pierced through.
he takes 3 cold damage or whatever that would be.
You expected the cold. You expected the
Um,
cold to be more expansive than it was, but it seems to be that the armor absorbed some amount of the cold, for what that's worth.
Okay. Got it. All right.
Hmm.
So then I fire the crossbow, then I swing back through with my short sword. 19 to hit.
That one glances off.
That glances, and then I spin back around with the hand crossbow. I kind of did that backwards. I was supposed to go short sword, hand crossbow, but
Oh, good.
and then I'm gonna shoot the crossbow again for my extra attack.
That one bounces off too. All right, Ragnar, your turn.
You actually rolled a 30 to hit. That's insane.
Plus 11.
So you said one of the bolts went through the center of the thing.
Uh-huh.
Do I see like a hole there? Do I see damage there?
It's still sticking there. Like the bolt is sticking out of the center of the armor.
Like when I attack this thing, can I like try to target that area? Is that a thing? To like focus on the damaged zone?
Sure, I will. If you want to try to target the area, it'll take a little bit away from your to hit because you're trying to be more precise. But if you do hit it, it may do a little bit more damage. So if you want to try that, go ahead and make a roll.
So I gotta just roll my to hit, or am I
Yep.
doing like a save or something? All right.
Nope, you're doing your to hit.
Okay. Try it out. 29.
Oh shit!
Natural 20 plus 9.
Yeah. All right. So Ragnar's kind of like watching all this kind of happen, and then Deckard fires a bolt right over his shoulder, and it sticks right in the middle of his chest. And using Shatter Spike,
Oh yeah.
one-handed. You got a shield up.
Yeah, shield up.
Okay. Actually, you don't have your shield equipped on your sheet right now. So if you want, I'll let you say you're two-handing it.
Well, I already said I had the shield for the
All right,
lightning
well, then
damage.
you should put. All right, then you should put your shield back on, so you make sure you have your AC.
I
'cause you
was.
should have
How do you do that?
just
I
under
didn't
your.
even.
Here, I'll do it for you. I just
I
did
didn't
it. Your
even
armor
unequip it. That's so weird.
Yeah, it might have just been a glitch. Okay.
I was wondering about that earlier. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so you're 21 armor class. There you go. And then go ahead and roll your Shatter Spike. It should add in your critical. Yeah, it did the critical because it added another D8, even though you got a 1 on that.
I also
and
get +2 on it for the duelist.
Okay. Yep.
Looks like that was factored in, right?
Was it?
No.
no, it's not.
No, it was the 1d8, 1d8, and then the +7. Roll another d6 though.
I forget how to do that from here.
I think just in the lower right.
There it is. Got it. There it is. 5.
So Ragnar lines up this crazy shot with Shatterspike, and he kind of like puts his he puts his shield out like this to kind of guide him, and then he hits Shatterspike in the middle of that bolt. In that it comes down and puts a big gash in the top of the armor, and then drives that bolt even deeper into the armor as the whole construct sort of shakes around a little bit. Anything else, Ragnar?
Can I do a second attack?
Yeah.
Done this?
Yeah. You still get your second attack because you used your action to take your attack.
Okay. And now the hole's bigger?
Yeah, but that's that you've taken advantage of the bolt sticking out there. Now it's just a regular swing.
It's now okay, got it.
Yeah. Yep.
That's not a hit.
No, that one glances off as the thing starts spinning around a little bit. So I think it's to you, Alaric.
Okay. So I mean, it's safe to assume that I'm like right in this thing's face now, pretty much.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. All right. So to start out, I already have my spear drawn, ready to attack. Watching everything that's been going on. Would start out with a battle cry, blood rage roar to Kavan. So let me roll this real quick. Should be a D8. It's been a while since I've done this. So that is a 3. So sorry, this is a lot of shit to read. Give me 1 sec. Okay. So you everybody sees Alaric, kind of he's got a spear drawn ready to attack. He kind of takes it and like raises it to the sky and then slams it down into the ground and takes a knee, and then as that happens, what looks to be like a kind of black cat, like kind of transparent looking, will appear right at this thing's ankle, this animated armor.
Ooh.
And that's what you see. Creature with an okay. So as all that happens, Alaric would then like from his being down on one knee would like leap forward and try to put this spear right into the center mass.
All right.
So I'd make an attack.
Right where Ragnar's been, right where everybody's been sort of just targeting the center of the breastplate, and just kind of it's starting to peel open like a can a little bit. So go for it.
I'm sorry. So if something says at the end of your current turn, at the end of the current turn, does that mean when my turn ends or when the group's turn ends?
Your turn.
When my turn ends.
Uh-huh. The whole thing's around. A turn is each person. So, yep.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Sorry. Just trying to reread all that. So let me take this rage.
Good.
Which I did. Actions. So 25 to hit.
That hits.
13 damage.
Jesus.
It's piercing.
Yep. Yeah. So the blood spear goes deep through the like almost like you have to like take some effort to rip it back out. It's gone clear through this whole set of armor, and seems to continue to peel it apart.
Okay.
It's now lost. Big chunks of the metal are now on the ground, no longer connected to it. It's starting to be just parts of metal all held together.
Okay. So if I'm not mistaken, Deckard and Ragnar are like right on top of this thing as well, right?
Yep.
Okay, so right after that attack, since I didn't really move much, Alaric would kind of like maybe leap to the side a bit just to get out of range, and he would yell to, not that it would even do anything, I don't think, but he would yell to Deckard and Ragnar to say, "Watch out for the exploding cat," or something like that.
And how far away are you getting from it?
Probably 7 to 10 feet away.
How long?
If I can.
How far?
If I can move that much.
About 10 feet away? Yeah, you have all your movement.
Yeah. So, yeah, like, sure. 10 feet away I'd move. Which, you know, if I was facing him head on, whatever, right or left, whatever makes most sense. So I would.
Yeah. Probably back towards
roll
the
away a
group,
little bit.
like where, yeah, probably back towards where like Juniper and Sparkle are back a little bit. So, when you do that, though, it does get an attack of opportunity. So it swings. The great sword that it was kind of wielding around, it like swings out at you. Does a 23 hit?
Yeah.
It does 8 slashing damage, and when that hits, it also little sparks come out too, and it does 2 points of lightning damage as well.
That's 8 slashing?
8 slashing, 2 lightning.
Okay, so I have that. But not the lightning. You said 2 lightning, so I'm taking 6 damage.
But Sparkle, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm sorry. So at the end of my turn, right. Because of my rage, that cat's gonna explode. Well, not explode. It's the spirit's going to explode, so it's gonna kind of like emanate a burst of force energy. So I gotta roll a 1d6, but it hits anybody within 5 feet of that character.
Is there a save on that at all? Or
yeah. So each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a dexterity saving throw, or they take 1d6 force damage. So I guess I rolled a 1d6, and then probably Deckard and Ragnar roll, and then you roll for NPC.
Okay, it's a dex save, right?
It's a dex save, yeah. So it's 4 damage. Okay. 4 force damage.
Do I need to roll a dex save? Did I hear?
Yeah. I believe so. I don't know. It's up to Dan.
Yep. And then does that have the damage or eliminate it if they make the save?
Each creature must succeed on you just have to succeed or they take the damage. There's no half.
Okay.
Hey,
right.
Dan, on I have Remarkable Athlete, and it says you can add +2 to any strength, dex, or con check that you make. Can I add that to a save?
No, that's different than a save. So that's
Okay.
for like if you were trying to do an ability, or you were trying to do an action that required one of those checks, you could add it, but not on the save.
Okay, got it. I got a 14 on the save.
What did they need, Adam?
Well, it just says they must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. And each creature it must succeed on a dex saving throw.
You have like a save DC thing at the top of spells.
Would that be for me, even though it's not me?
Probably, yeah.
Even though it's a. Oh, okay. Hold on. Where is that? I'm a barbarian. I don't understand this stuff.
You see, like,
yeah.
do you have a spells tab? By like actions, inventory, features. Sorry, Dan, if you have that.
Nope, I'm looking too.
No.
Uh,
Am I an idiot?
Well, you might not if you don't have spells. That would explain.
No, I don't have spells, so.
Mm.
Unless
No, I got it. It's going to be a DC 17. I'm going with because that's your wild
I
surge.
see it. Yeah, wild surge. Yep, I just found it. Yeah, the DC equals
If
17,
the effect
sorry.
requires a saving throw, the DC equals 17. So you guys have to roll 17 to avoid that damage. And the armor did not at all. The armor is not. It's having a hard time, kind of like maneuvering itself. So it just like this cat just like exploded up underneath it. As it splashed, how much more damage was that?
Yeah, 4
Four?
damage. Four
damage.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. So Ragnar and Deckard, if you don't pass the save, you take 4 damage.
Uh-oh. 4 damage.
And Spargle, it is your turn. But he just walked away. So if Thoradin is Matt, if you're ready, if you wanna we can hold Spargle's turn for a second.
Yeah,
I'm here. I just needed a beer.
Okay, go ahead.
My attack?
Yep, your attack.
All right. I'm gonna try again with this firebolt here. Maybe he's a little more.
You need a 21 to hit, if you guys haven't deduced that yet.
Yeah. What about a critical miss? Is that? I have the mimic dice. When I get a critical miss, which is my second, it opens up and there's like a tongue and teeth. It's kind of cool.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah. I haven't seen a critical hit yet. A 10.
Okay. So yeah, the firebolt misses wide right. It completely doesn't hit anybody. But it bounces off the other side of the parapet and makes a big bright flash of fire.
Oh, good.
That's good.
Do you have another action or anything you can do? Thoradin, you're up next. This thing's looking pretty disassembled at this point.
Yeah, I think I'm 20 feet away. I'm gonna go up to this thing and just fucking just waylay it.
All right.
13.
So you run up with Talon, and unfortunately, maybe you're rushing a little bit too much. It just bounces off. Doesn't hit the doesn't get through the metal.
All right, I'll take another stab.
All right. Yeah, 21.
23.
Ooh, that one goes through. This one you kind of hit what would be like, I guess it's arm, towards the like armlet side, and it digs pretty deep. Go ahead and roll the damage.
All right, and then I get a 1d8 because I hit level 11, so it's improved Divine Smite. Whenever you hit with a melee weapon attack, the target takes an additional 1d8. So it'll be my damage plus 1d8.
Awesome.
So 5 plus 4 is 9, and then I'll roll a d8. Five, so 14 damage.
Oh, so this thing is now just a couple chunks of metal that doesn't even resemble armor, but it's still kind of like flailing around. Can you do anything else? Bonus action. Or anything? You did your move and you did your attack and your second attack. But if you have a bonus action, maybe.
No, I'm good.
Okay. It is just reacting now and not really intelligent about its attacks. But since this thing is piercing it right now, Thoradin, it comes towards you. And it takes that great sword, and it kind of like the great sword's just like hanging from a gauntlet, just swinging through the air. But it does strike at you twice. 16 on the first one,
That's a negative.
and a 9 on the other one. It's just flailing wildly, and you're able to easily parry the first blow with Talon and dodge under the second one. Juniper, it's to you.
So, Deckard, you're still up close to this, whatever this is, right?
Yeah.
So Juniper scurries over. You're within 25 feet, though, right? Because
Of the boss?
25 feet the
Or of
first
the guy we're
time.
fighting?
Yeah, I think you're at range, right?
Yeah, I'm like right in his face.
Everybody but Spargle and Juniper now are in its face, I believe.
Okay, so Juniper scurries up to Deckard and she kind of touches him near the shoulder, and you feel a certain clarity fall over you. And you can add a D4 to the ability check of your choice.
The
casting
ability
guidance
what?
on you.
I can add D4 to what?
An ability check.
Oh, sweet. Okay. So if I have to make another save, I can add a D4.
Does it count for an attack too? What is it that you're casting?
It's guidance.
Okay.
You touch one willing creature before the spell ends. The target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to one ability check of its choice. It can roll the die before or after making the ability check. The spell then ends.
Guidance is sweet.
Nice. Okay. And
Don't forget you have +2 to saves from my devotion aura too.
You're feeling really beefy.
which
we probably
everybody's
missed some
covered
shit
by.
before.
Yep. And then Deckard, it's your turn. You're muted again. But now you got the secret mute, so I can't actually tell because you're not muted on Discord. I just see your mouth
I've
moving
been-
and no sounds coming
Yeah,
out.
I've been hitting the button on
TeamSpeak?
TeamSpeak.
on my mic. So I'm still up in his grill. How's he looking? Can I tell? Is
Like you're surprised this thing's even still connected.
okay.
Kick his
Yeah, so
ass,
I'm just gonna give it
Seabass.
another flurry. You know, short sword, crossbow. So I'm gonna short sword it first. 27,
21s. That hits.
7 damage. And then
There's just some pieces of chain and a greatsword floating around in front of you now. But because it's so diminished at this point, you have a hard time finding something to strike, and that crossbow just kind of goes through the air.
So I missed with the second crossbow, and I missed with the second.
Yeah, that other one
Deckard's
just.
having an off night.
Ragnar, you see this though, and you're standing right there. This cat that just came out of Alart's butt exploded on you.
Did not come out of my butt.
Deckard hit this thing pretty good with his short sword, but now it's just floating pieces of armor waiting for you to finish it off.
All right, I'll take a swing at this bitch.
Nice.
23.
That hits. That hits right through the gauntlet holding the great sword is like the last substantial piece of this thing, and you hit right in the wrist of the gauntlet.
13.
And it clatters to the ground as all the metal and things just
Nice.
slump into a big pile as it goes motionless.
So Ragnar, after it goes down, says, "Sorry, I brought that bastard down on us."
It is quiet now, though, so you're not hearing any more motion or anything. Deckard, you're up in front, and you're your ears suddenly go like real like radar mode, and it's still again. So You guys feel pretty secure for a moment.
As soon as the combat ends and everybody's regrouping, Alaric would probably like he would probably get on a knee again, probably put his weapon away this time, and you see him like kind of close his eyes and tilt his head down and cast magic awareness.
Ah, okay. Can you remind me what we're doing with that?
Just if I see the location of any kind of magical thing within 60 feet in a 60-foot radius.
Got it.
I guess what I'm trying to see is if there's anything looming, and also this thing that we just killed, is there still kind of a thing there?
Yeah. So, nothing within 60 feet do you see emanating any magic sort of presence, including this armor. It seems like since you've destroyed it, it's now just chunks of metal and is no longer enchanted in any way.
Okay.
Does it look like anything we can use?
Yeah, that was my next guess, or my next question.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Not any more than a broken, pierced a suit of chain plate mail that was just sort of like thrown into a pile would be of use to you.
The sword?
The sword is a great sword. And you it looks relatively normal, but it's intact and anybody can take it if they want.
Strahd out here cutting costs, huh? No magical items for his magical animated armor suit.
Yeah, I always gave Lydia. I gave Lydia in Skyrim all the best gear. She was decked out.
All the heaviest gear too.
That's right. That's right. Bitch running around in plate mail.
Yeah, so that's it. And you guys are like right at the corner. There is a window here. Again, it's closed and locked up. But you're able to peek around the corner at this point. You're all at the corner here, so I'll kind of reveal a little bit more. This goes like quite a bit down this side as well. So try to open it up a little bit here. But this continues on sort of this way. I'll move you guys around this corner. So you're right about there. Kind of made the corner. And again, it is quiet here. Now this continues to wrap around, and off to this side here, where I'm pinging, you see a much broader window. If you look in it, it's the same as the other windows. It's glass and leaded glass and everything, and it's latched from the inside with drapes drawn across it.
But we can't see in it.
Mm-mm.
And along that wall, do we see any doors? Or is it just
like when we went around that corner, there was like nothing in that, like the where the, you know what I mean?
I'm sorry. So behind you, this little tower area.
Tower, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So that is there's a little bit of a ladder that sort of goes up into what maybe was is a place for like archers to post or scouts to get up into.
Okay.
But it's pretty open and you don't see anything in it. It's just an empty corner with a little structure.
Okay.
There. And then, you guys some of you have some dark vision and stuff like that. So I'll go ahead and kind of reveal that you're seeing the same thing over on the other end of the corner here. So another one of those things over in the other corner with a very similar kind of setup. But no doors or anything yet. You're just seeing this window here. And then it goes all the way to the corner and then cuts right. What do you guys want to do?
I don't think we can try to break into any of these windows without seeing inside. I think we got to keep walking.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. All right, so you're going to continue around this side.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's got to be, there's this parapet and stuff. There's got to be a way to go inside, you'd think.
Well,
They
I'll
want
just
stairs.
kind of, I'll cut to the chase here a bit. You walk all the way around the parapet, and you notice that this is very much sort of a mirror of the side you were on, until you get to a point where there's a little bit of an opening here. And you come around the edge, and it is basically you feel you're at the base of a stairwell that goes up and down, but also heads into the interior of this area. So this is where you find that it's a pain in the ass to do. Just need to reveal a lot more of this. All right. I think you guys are seeing it now. So it kind of cuts around here, and now you can go, there's steps going up, kind of spirals up, spirals down, and then, but you also see, you see a long hallway that kind of goes in front of you. I'm just going to keep going unless you guys tell me to stop.
Yeah. Figure we're going to go down looking for
Yeah,
a way
that's
in.
what I'm just kind of assuming things
We
here.
want to stay on the same level, though, not going up or down.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. You are at a point here where you could get, you're kind of getting a feel for this area of the castle, and this definitely, there's a floor above you and a floor beneath you, but you guys also find this hallway. And in this hallway that you're standing in front of, it goes down about 40 feet to a staircase at the other end. And all along this stairwell, or along this hallway, are some statues, and they're like dark alcoves along that line the walls of this long hall. In the middle, the ceiling is fallen down, so there's a little bit of like rubble strewn across the floor. But when you look up in this building, you can see the beams of the roof are exposed. So at least for this part of the structure, you're almost at the top level. Which, as you know, the castle, that you're really high up. There's at least 3 or 4 floors, probably beneath you. Lightning from the dark clouds that keeps striking occasionally illuminates this hall, and when it does, you can see that there's like these statues in each of the alcoves, and they all have this look of just terror on their face. You also see off to this side, you see a doorway right to your left as well.
So that hallway's it's just statues. There's no other doors. It just leads to a stairway. But
Right.
This way, there's a door.
That's right.
Okay.
Pretty cool description. This place is creepy as hell.
Yes.
Like this hallway, like I'm thinking about like the lightning and like it being, and I'm like human, so I
Yeah.
can't see. It's just dark.
Right. Yeah, that was the kind of the vibe, right? Like it's dark, but then lightning strikes and you just almost like a camera flash, you see these faces and they look terrified on these statues, which is really odd.
I had
Oh,
some
I think we
traps
should go
I
up
put
and
down
examine
that
this.
hallway.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can I use that wand of secrets, Stan?
Okay, yeah.
And it'll show me if there's any traps within 30 feet. It'll
Okay.
pulse and point at any traps near me.
I like it. Statues are gonna start shooting fucking arrows out as we cross
Yeah.
over them.
Yeah. Step out from the thing and then turn at us and
The wand is 3 charges. While holding it, you can use it to expend 1 of the... Okay. Cool. So you step in the doorway, And Sparkle pulls out this weird little wand with these like little curvy things, and as you wave it, Sparkle, you see on the farthest on the left statue, the slightest bit of like the wand like kind of like vibrates when you're pointed towards that. I'll ping it for you. This very last statue on the left, when you're kind of tracking your wand of secrets, it hesitates and vibrates over that statue.
While that's happening, Alaric would walk to this door to our left and examine it. See if it's locked, see what the deal is.
Good call. Let's see.
I'll mention that to the group, by the way.
Yeah, might want to.
So, Alaric, as you're walking over to that door, you hear Sparkle. You see Sparkle doing his wand thing, and you hear him say, "I have something up with that statue on the back left." And as you get to this door, it is not locked, and you see a glow underneath it, like the glow that might come from a lit, like a light, a candle, a fireplace, a chandelier, some kind of flame. It almost feels like a bit of warmth coming from that room.
Oh, we found Strahd's study.
The mongrel person said there was somebody up here with blood.
Just Amazon.
What do you guys want to do? You want to
Sam,
explore
I don't know.
the hallway,
What
the
do we-
statue, open the door?
What do we want to do?
I say
do we
door.
want to go towards the trap or go towards the door?
Yeah, I say door first, then we die in the trap.
Yeah.
we die. Door first,
At
then let
least
the
we
trap
get
kill us.
fat loots maybe before it happens.
Right.
All right. So, Alaric, you open the door into this room?
Yeah, gingerly.
All right. You creak the door open. Give me a second. I'm going to try to do the fog of war stuff. So it's not. I've gotten really good with this fog of war with the polygon thing. So you open this door and peek your head in, Alaric, and you see a blazing hearth fire fills this room with rolling waves of red and amber light. The walls are lined with ancient books and tomes, their leather covers well oiled and preserved through careful use. All is in order here. This is a complete juxtaposition of the rest of Barovia. This is like anal retentive, like pristinely, not a speck of dust. This room is
So a Dan Lastoria
immaculate.
library. Got it.
Yeah, so this is Dan Lastore's library.
I mean, I'm getting a little bit of a chubby just explaining it to you. The stone floor is concealed beneath a thick, luxurious rug. In the center of the room's a large, low table, waxed and polished to a mirror finish. Even the poker in its stand next to the blazing fireplace is polished. Oh, I want to live here. Large, overstuffed divans and couches are arranged about the room. 2 chairs of burgundy-colored wood are padded with leather seats, and back cushions face the hearth. A huge painting over the mantelpiece in a heavy gilded frame. Like, this is like Mona Lisa kind of presentation. The rolling firelight illuminates the carefully rendered portrait. It is an exact likeness of Irina Kolyana.
Oh my gosh.
Underneath the painting, on the mantle, is a heavy bound leather tome. I am going to take a creative liberty here and say that Ragnar catches a glimpse of that and runs forward and I'm gonna say you pick it up, knowing it's exactly what you're looking for. You have secured the Tome of Strahd, and we're gonna end the session there. You guys are in this study. It's chill. You got the book. Ragnar has it in his hands. He picks it up. That's where we'll end it. But Sal, the book you have it, right? The book that
I got
way
it.
back when we did the session here when Amber and you were online and all that.
It's
You have
somewhere in
that
here.
book. Yeah,
Yep.
I hope you have it. You don't feel obligated, but that actually is physically, other than the prologue of that book, that is the book you have in your hand. If you want to, if you have the time and interest, you can read that book in its entirety. It's an awesome novel. It's an
Oh shit.
outstanding book. But that is the Tome of Strahd. You could learn a lot from it. I also have a
Oh my
much
gosh.
condensed, paraphrased version of that I can share with everybody. That basically is the synopsis of the book. Oh shit! There you go.
Oh,
Sounds
Sal,
like
you are going to be the guru on Strahd if you read that book, and
Dude.
that is
Wow.
the intention here. Let me break the fourth wall and be out of character a little bit. Yeah, so the prologue is written by Van Richten. So you read that, it's a little bit out of
That's
context.
so cool.
It's out of context of of our campaign.
Yeah.
But the rest of the book, I Strahd, is his personal journal.
Oh yeah.
You can read it all. You can share anything you glean from that book with the rest of the group. But I do have a synopsis summary of it that I'll share with everybody so they get the main points. If you
That's
don't have the
sweet.
time to read it, I don't mean to impress on your time at all. Knowing you and the kind of literature you like, I think you would really enjoy the book. I've read it twice.
I could read this easily by the next session. Like I'll probably read this in the next few days.
You'll love it.
So-
I promise you'll love it, but don't feel obligated. I hate to dictate other people's time. But that said, by the next session, or Sal, when you tell me you've read it or have an idea of it, I will send the synopsis to everybody else so that everybody's in the loop, or we'll role play that as Ragnar has conveyed the main points to everybody when you're ready.
So can we do that where, like, obviously my character is not going to have time in the middle of his castle to read the whole book, but are we going to say that he kind of was like perusing it while we're running around and like maybe got some key points out of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think we're actually at a place now where you could have a couple hours of downtime. You know, like right here, like the floor is quiet. That wandering suit of armor seems to be the main security here that you guys took care of. There's definitely a lot of doors from this room, though. And so you guys might want to explore, or some things could happen eventually. But I'll give you, I would say, enough time that Ragnar could have thumbed through the book and gotten the gist of the main stuff. So that's how we'll
Okay.
tie it all together. So
So
That
Sal
works.
just got the first book report he's ever going to actually enjoy doing.
That's such a good way of putting it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. My wife used to make fun of me because I told her I used to read the history textbook for fun. And she's like, "Yeah, we wouldn't have dated in high school, you know." And I'm like, "Yeah, college, man." Yeah. So this will be good for me.
awesome.
Archaeologist.
So yeah, let me know. Yeah, ping me if you do start reading it. Ping me, because I have read the book twice. I think it's a great book. There's actually a sequel to it, but that one there for our campaign is the Tome of Strahd. It's his personal diary. You're gonna know so much about the guy. I'm super excited. Nice job, guys. Good. It was like a little choppy getting here, but you managed to do it. And if you're not kind of keeping track, that was this is Spargle. I think you've been the one kind of talking to it. The Madame Ava
Yeah.
indications. So she's kind of laid out sort of a roadmap, so to speak, with her card reading. So this is the one this was the first card she pulled, right? So when she said, this card tells of history, knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy.
Yeah.
She flipped over a card that was the 8 of Stars. It was the Necromancer, and her reading on that was, a woman hangs above a roaring fire. Find her and you will find the treasure. So the woman hanging above the fire was this picture over the hearth. Also should be significant to all of you, and might make more sense to you, Sal, eventually, of why the fuck there's a picture of Irina over this fireplace.
Yeah. I knew that.
And we
bitch had his heart
we
set.
gave it a Vasily.
I knew it.
We gave it to Vasily.
Oh, but he was so charming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got played like a fiddle. We're gonna have to save Irina.
Sal's gonna text me tomorrow at like 11 a.m. and he's gonna be like, "So I read the book. I didn't go to bed, so I read the book.
Pretty much.
And then at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I read the book again.
I read the-
Pretty much. Haven't been sleeping well, so
All
might
right,
as
There
well
you
get
go.
it back to
I'm
Rod's head.
gonna end the stream here. And we can.
Yeah, no, that's it. We will pick back up in this study. We'll assume that like you guys all slumped down into couches. Ragnar grabbed this tome and immediately started thumbing through it as you guys all started bandaging yourselves up. And yeah, we'll pick it up next time. I think I'm good for the 19th. So I'll throw that date out there, try to stay on schedule, and hope we can do it then.
Cool.
Cool.
All right.
Sounds good.